Why do you think more women than men have eating disorders?
Because basically the image of women have just been changed over the years. Like there's been like supermodels, Barbies come out, so I guess women just get the image that being beautiful is being thin, wearing a lot of makeup, and then I don't know.
I think there's a lot of pressure on women to be skinnier, like more so than there are on men.
What do you think the best solution to an eating disorder is?
Well, probably to go to rehab and talk to people about it, and talk to people.
Disorder is any kind of eating pattern that disrupts the amount of food you're taking in, either more or less than what your body really needs. So it would be somebody that overeats, undereats, or maybe throws up after they eat.
What do you think the best solution to an eating disorder is?
Well, it depends on what's causing the person to have the eating disorder. A lot of kids that have, say, anorexia actually have problems with maybe like control issues, or they might have something that happened in their past that's still kind of eating away at them, kind of a post-traumatic stress disorder thing. So it'd be important to find out what exactly is causing the eating problem. People that eat too much, they might have problems with self-esteem or problems with, depression, things like that. So first you have to figure out what's really causing the eating disorder, and then you would have to just kind of maybe have the person go into counseling and making them recognize what some of the long-term effects of their eating problem could be. But if it's if it's stemming from something emotional, they're really going to have to work on that.
So it's best to talk to people that you really know well, things like that.
Right, and start with an adult you trust, and from there, then you can maybe speak with an adjustment counselor at a school, a therapist outside of school, your parents. Sometimes that's hard for teenagers, but definitely start having the communication open and know that even once the process of dealing with the eating problem starts, there's going to be times when you slip up.
Yeah.
Just so long as you're moving forward in general.
Thank you. I think more women than men have eating disorders. And the answer is, men have a multitude of acceptable body types in our culture. This ideal ranges from hyper-thin male models to Brad Pitt to hyper-muscular Hulk Hogan's. In general, women must adhere only to the thin female ideal. Therefore, the social support of eating disorders in women may sufficiently be higher than for men. When do you think eating disorders mostly start? And the answer is, eating disorders are so common in America that 1 or 2 out of every 100 students will struggle with one. Each year, thousands of teens develop eating disorders or problems with weight, eating, or body image. What is the main cause of an eating disorder? There is no single cause for an eating disorder, although concerns about weight and body shape play a role in all eating disorders. The actual cause of these disorders appear to result from many factors, including cultural and family pressures and emotional personality disorders. Genetics and biological factors may also play a role. Do you think bulimia or anorexia is more common? While anorexia is much discussed in the media, there are twice as many people with bulimia. These disorders frequently appear in adolescence, a period when young women are becoming conscious of their body and society, obsessed by being thin. What do you think the best solution to an eating disorder is? The best solution is hospitalization to prevent death, suicide, and eating disorders can be genetic or caused by psychological issues like coping with skills, control issues, trauma, family trouble, or so. This type of eating disorder has many possible causes. Approximately 24 million people in the U.S. struggle with an eating disorder. About almost 50% of these people also meet the criteria for depression. A mere 10% of people with eating disorders receive treatment, and of those, only 35% seek treatment for a facility that specializes in eating disorders. In the survey, 91% of the women admitted to controlling their weight through dieting. 22% said they dieted often or more than 50% of teen girls and nearly 33% of teen boys admit to using unhealthy methods to control their weight, including smoking cigarettes, skipping meals, fasting, vomiting, or taking laxatives. True. An estimated 25% of college-age girls resort to binging and purging to manage their weight. 58% of the studied girls felt social pressure to maintain a certain size. Men make up 10 to 15% of the population with anorexia and bulimia, but are the least likely to seek help due to the gender stereotypes surrounding the disorders. 69% of girls ages 10 to 18 confirm that photographs of models and celebrities in magazines inspired their desire to body shape. Depression, loneliness, poor self-esteem, substance abuse, feeling of inadequate, anger, and anxiety are common among people who develop eating disorders. Additionally, those who are praised or ridiculed for their weight or sexual development are also at gender risk.
When do you think eating disorders most likely start?
Probably around like 15 or 16 when people are like teenagers.
Do you think bulimia or anorexia is more common?
Probably anorexia.
What do you think the best solution to an eating disorder is?
Or rehab.
Do you personally know anyone with an eating disorder? Why do you think people with eating disorders do not want to get help?
Probably because they think it's best for them to have an eating disorder and they like it. They're hard questions.
I know. Do you think famous people influence young teens to become anorexic, bulimic, and binge eaters?
Yes, because do I say more? Okay. Because they want to be skinny and look like the celebrities do in the movies, and they just want to look like them because they're pretty and well.
Very nice. All right.